Oh my God. Yo, people, welcome back to another review, man. Welcome back to another reaction. Now, Chelsea to Heidenhem Neo. Listen, man, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this. This game was awful. Like, listen, don't get me wrong though. We're playing a B team, right? Some might even argue that team is good enough to be the first team for many clubs, especially in Euro, in the Conference League. Actually, you know what? In the Conference League, that team can be anyone's first team. Let's be honest. You're looking at Christopher Nkunku, Mudrik, Sancho, Jules Priho, Casadei, Tosin and Adarabia, Bariashil, Vega, Disasi Jürgensen. What are you complaining about? And you go and you display a match like that, you display a game like that. Listen, let's just say, and let's not talk about this again. Whatever happens in Germany, whatever happens in Heidenheim remains in Heidenheim. We're not going to speak about this match again. We're not going to speak about this match ever again. Now, we look forward to the Aston Villa game. We take our 3 points and we bounce. Because this cannot be it. If we want to win the Conference League, we cannot continue to perform like this. It doesn't matter what team we're putting out there. We cannot continue to play like this. Now, don't get me wrong. Maybe I'm a bit over exaggerating because when I look at the Conference League, I'm looking into smashing every team. Now, I'm not saying every team should play or we should play every team like we did against Noah, Zek, and all that. Of course, there are different qualities within the conference league. Of course, we were always going to face some difficult fixtures, but the difficult level we're talking about right now can't be compared to the difficult level of the Premier League or of the Carabao Cup or of the any other competition. This is the conference league. If we were in the Europa League and then we display performance like this, then I'm like, okay, cool. That's an Europa League, right? Or Champions League. But this is a conference league. I remember the beginning of this tournament, I did my research, and I think Chelsea as a club is worth more than every other team combined in the conference league. We're talking how many teams? Almost 20, 16, 18? I'm not actually sure, but Chelsea is worth more in terms of our player worth as a club. We are worth more than the whole entire competition. No, no, no. Let me say that again because I think a lot of people are not understanding what I'm saying here. Chelsea as a club is worth more $1 billion than all the other teams in the Conference League combined. So you tell me, Chelsea, they should be okay displaying a performance like that. And I'll repeat myself again. I understand we didn't play our first team, which the team we played in the Premier League. But looking at this lineup, this team is good enough to perform much better than we did today. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still obviously grateful and happy that we got the 3 points. But if that Heidenheim team had better quality in the in the third half phase, of the pitch, they could have scored how many goals? Maybe three. Remember, they had about 3 or 4 offsides, if I'm not mistaken, just because of their quality going forward. Now, this team, if I'm not mistaken, they are 15th in their respective league. They are 15th. Now, some might say that don't matter, but hey, don't drop our levels to this point. We still Chelsea at the end of the day. Now, okay, maybe let me stop whinging. Let me just go and have a look at the first half, right? The only player that should go out of that match or that out of that game with their head held high should be Jürgensen. Jürgensen today is the only player that should hold his head high and say, look, I gave my everything. Which takes me to my point. Why don't we see Jürgensen play in the Premier League? You saw how comfortable this guy is on the ball. You saw how comfortable even this guy can be in terms of shot stopping. He's so composed. Every time Badiashile was putting a back pass or tossing, this guy looked so comfortable. Obviously, there's one time, he almost got caught off guard. But that was also because Badiashile had given him a back pass without even warning him. So to me, that was more of a communication sort of issue, and that was more Badiashile than him. But this guy, yeah, it's high time we start protesting as a club and say we have had enough of Sanchez, because Buddy Sanchez is not good enough. But it goes back to what I'm trying to say about our whole team playing. If that team today had better quality going forward, we could have conceded about 3 goals. So I'm not happy with the match, but I have to give my praise to Jorgensen. He needs to start. This, you know, Maresca has done everything right since he came to the club. Everything right, except for one thing, the Sanchez thing. I don't understand this fixation about Robert Sanchez. When you see Jorgensen play like this, you see, if you want to play from the back, right, then put a goalkeeper who's much more comfortable playing from the back. And Jorgensen, he's one of those goalkeepers. He's very much good on his feet. You saw how composed he was today. Very good player, and I think I want to see him play in the Premier League. But obviously, with this Sanchez fixation, we might not end up seeing him up until maybe Sanchez gets a suspension or an injury, which I don't wish for that. And I'm not, at least not now. I don't wish for that. Now, let's talk about the other player that I thought they did really well. It's Jadon Sancho. See, my issue with Jadon Sancho has always been you need to start shooting. There were so many times he got into the right position, and I was like, if that was Pedro Neto or Madueke, would have tried to take a shot. But Jadon Sancho, I think he is just happy assisting than actually scoring. You barely see Jadon Sancho shooting. I don't understand why this guy doesn't shoot. But anyway, he gave me 2 assists today, and I'm grateful for that. So big up to him. Big up to Jadon Sancho. Again, he's just coming off a back of illness or injury, whatever it is. So I'm not really expecting him to be on his full capacity. But then at the end of the day as well, we are playing Heidenhem. So I expected him to give me something. And today he did just that. He gave me he gave me 2 assists. I mean, 1 or 2. I know he gave the ball to Nkungu, but can that be considered as an assist? Yeah, probably, I think. So he gave me 2 assists today. So I'm quite happy with Jadon Sancho. But the other player that I want to talk about, he didn't really do as much for me to give him this praise. Again, just for the reasons that we're playing Heidenhem. If we were playing a better team in the Premier League or somewhere else in a different competition, I would have actually said Jude Spriho had a good game. You saw that ball he gave to Jadon Sancho just before Jadon Sancho gave it to Christopher Ngongo to be a goal. That was a good goal. And I thought defensively he did all right. He did what he was supposed to do. So I thought Jude Spriho did a lot better than he was doing in the previous games. But again, I'm not gonna give too much praise to these players, because we're playing again Heidenhem. Now, no disrespect to Heidenhem, I'm pretty sure, basing on their standards, they actually did well. If they had a little bit of a better quality going forward, they would have actually, scored a couple of goals. So I'm not just gonna get too hyped on these players that I just mentioned, only for the fact that we played Heidenhem. But again, I'm not disrespecting Heidenhem. Now, for me, Christopher Nkungu, some might look at the scoreline and be like, oh yeah, he scored. But Christopher Nkungu could have had a hat-trick today. In that first half, there was a time he put the ball, over the top. He should have scored that goal. And then there was also that 1v1 before he got subbed off. I think he's got a small injury as well. Well, I hope it's a small injury. He could have actually converted that into a goal. So for me, Christopher Nkungu, yeah, could have had a hat-trick today. So I'm not going to give him any flowers today, because I thought by his standards, he should have had a hat-trick. That's Christopher Nkungu. So for me, I'm not happy with him. And that's online. I'm not happy with Christopher Nkungu. I'm not happy with McGeew. Now, players like McGeew, I can kind of understand, because I put them on that level. When I look at the teams like this, if we were playing maybe some teams in the Premier League, maybe I would have not criticized him, because I think he's still a young and still learning and blah, blah, blah. But if you were playing a team like Heidenhem, again, I don't really know much about Heidenhem in terms of how they perform in their league, but I just know that they're 15th in their league. And by the look of the game, because I was watching the game, right? I didn't think that they're a good team. If I'm being honest, again, that's not disrespect. That's just my opinion. My opinion. I don't think Heidenhem is a good team. So McGill in that game was probably his type of game. Should have scored at least 2 goals, or maybe one at least, But it is what it is. He didn't get a chance to do that. But hey, man, listen. At the end of the day, I'm still going to criticize my team to this game because I thought this game was awful. Like the only players that I just gonna give credit to was just those three: Sancho, Philip Jorgensen. Yeah, some might say Modric did well, but I mean, not for me. Not for me. I expect. Listen, maybe my standards are just too high, man. I know it's a conference league, and maybe sometimes we take a little light. But come on, I need more. I need to see more from this game, man. I need to see more. I need to see more. But hey, listen, we got our 3 points now. A bounce. We'll see what's gonna happen next. But yeah, man, I'm not seriously. I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed. Let me know in the comment section, people. What do you think about the game? Did you think we did well? Did you think we could have scored more goals? Did you think some of those offsides should have never even happened because we let them really play into our box? But hey, at the end of the day, we're still on top of the league in terms of the conference league. Now, I already say this year. I don't want it. I need. Listen, Chelsea fans, right? Chelsea fans, hear me out, right? This is the chance for us to be shameless. We need to be shameless. What I mean by that is we need to win the conference league. Why? Because we have been on trophy drought for a very, very long time. Now, winning the conference league in Maresca's first season at Chelsea with our young squad will probably boost some sort of morality or morale into the season or into the, like, when you do the whole season thing, you can say, okay, at least we've won a trophy. I can also be shameless as well to the Arsenal fans and say, listen, like Coach Enzo Maresca has actually managed to come in his first season and won us a European trophy, even if it's a conference league. Like, I don't give a shit. I am going to be as shameless as they can be. Watch me. Now, we look ahead into the Aston Villa. We're not going to talk about Aston Villa now. We're going to do a different video. But I think that's going to be more of like our concern, but this is done, man. This is done. Like I said, I wasn't happy with the performance, but hey, my 3 points, we bounce, right? Now, next time we play the Conference League, right? Next time, I think the next game is Astana or whatever it is. I want us to be better than what we did today because today we were awful. I'm not even gonna lie, we were awful. Like I'm not even gonna sugarcoat and be like, hey, at least we got 3 points, blah blah blah. B team, that B team, trust me, that B team is good enough to have displayed a better performance. Oh, before I finish this video, people, I just wanted to give praise to the one person that I've been criticizing since the beginning of this season, and that person has to be Badiashile. I thought he did well today. I thought he did well against Leicester City. Again, I don't want to give too much praise to him. Why? Just for the sake that, it was against Leicester City and they're awful. And then it was also against Heidenhem, which were awful as well. So I don't want to get off on my head and give him too much praise, but I thought today he did well. Apart from that time that, obviously considered a yellow card in the first, I think, second 2 minutes of the game as well. And the other time as well that he gave the back pass to Jorgensen, which almost get Jorgensen caught off guard as well. So apart from those 2 mistakes, I thought, his passing was good. Overall, he was just putting himself in good spaces as well. He was holding his line quite all right. I think we saw that our backline were really holding. We were really holding our lines really, really well. Considering how many what's that called? Considering how many offsides our opponent had. So yeah, I gotta give it to Badiashile, people. And I think, I remember when Badiashile first came, I think it was the Graham Potter era. If I'm not mistaken, or the Tuchel, I can't really remember. but he was one of my best players. I liked his passing. There was a pass he squared to Mudrik in the game. That was a really good one as well. We know what he can offer us, and we just want him to get back on his form. The form that we bought him from for, and the form that we've actually seen him display for us. So yeah, Buddy Sheila, man, I gotta give him his praise. Who's the other person that I did? I'm trying my best not to give too many praises to these people because this game was awful. Yeah, like just was bad. But yeah, people, man, let me know what you think about the game, and make sure if you're watching from Facebook, make sure you do follow the page as well and like the video. And if you're watching from YouTube, make sure you do subscribe to the channel, people. Road to 2K still continues. We're on 1 point, almost 1.3, and we continue. By the end of this season, people, get me to what 15K on Facebook and 2K, at least 3K on YouTube. Make sure you do like the video, people, and I'll see you guys on the next one. The next one will be the Aston Villa match preview, which we're gonna, actually tonight. Yeah, tonight. It's Friday. Yeah, so we're gonna do the Aston Villa tonight. So make sure you tune in for that one, people. I thank you all, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Actually, wait, hold on. I want to see something. Okay.